Hi, this is Michael Dennis. Welcome to my new tutorial here. I'll be talking about the key of G, and this is kind of starting to conclude my series of the 12 keys, the 7 shapes that I've been doing. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different than I have been doing, because I realized as I was thinking through all the different videos I've done, I haven't talked at all about arpeggios. So I'll be doing arpeggios, and then I thought it might be interesting to also combine the diatonic 7th chord arpeggios with modal pentatonics. So what's going to be happening, the basic strategy is I'm going to be doing arpeggios across the fingerboard. So for example, if you look at the key of G Locrian shape, you can look under the description. I'll put some PDFs there that you can use as a guide. So right off the bat, you have F sharp, B, E, A. So in the key of G, that would translate to F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B minor 7, E minor 7th, A minor 7th. So that's going to be the basic strategy I'll be using throughout the video today. I'll be playing arpeggios going across the fretboard. So for example, at this fret, I would go A minor 7th, D 7th, G major 7th, C major 7th, and I'll show you some different fingerings, and then I'll be combining the modal pentatonics, which I've talked about in other videos. So the modal pentatonics, easy way to think about those is, when I first learned about them was from a site, I think it was from some old GIT students, ibreathemusic.com. This was back in the days when I would go to the library and surf the web and find different things. So the definition of modal pentatonics is you take your major scale and you leave out each of the modes, and you leave out the 2nd and 6th degree, and that gives you a modal pentatonic. Another way to think of it is it's just a diatonic 7th chord, and you're adding the 4th from that mode. Okay, so that's some of the basic theories, and I'll be spelling out all these things for you. And then the other thing, introduction, I was looking at an old tutorial, Jay Umble, really good jazz guitar player from the central Pennsylvania area. I think he's since retired, J-U-M-B-L-E. So he was just talking about using some different shapes on the guitar. But anyhow, he was talking about the G major scale, and he just went like G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G, and that's all he did. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool because it goes from the root to the 5th. And I thought I would do, as a warm-up, I'm just going to play through the 7 shapes that I have on my PDF, and I'm just going to do the bottom 4 strings. And I thought, and that's really where each of these arpeggios are going to start from. So I'll just start with the one on the sheet here, the key of G Locrian shape, F sharp G A, B C D, E F sharp G, A B C. Backwards. I won't. So for this video, because I want to be covering a lot of material, I'm not going to say the note names descending. So now the Ionian shape, G A B, C D E, F sharp G A, B C D. Okay, Dorian shape, A B C, D E F sharp, G A B, C D E. All right, so all these shapes are on the PDF that'll be in the description below. Next one, Phrygian shape, B C D, E F sharp G, A B C, D E F sharp. Yeah, so I just thought that this was interesting to just kind of focus in on this, because as I've pointed out in some of my other videos, this is just like a bass, and also it's all 4th intervals. So anytime you create an idea on these bottom 4 strings, it's all the same. The fingering is translatable. Okay, Lydian, C D E, F sharp G A, B C D, E F sharp G. So I'm just doing this kind of as a warm-up too, but these would be the shapes I'll be playing out of. So this would be a Mixolydian shape, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Okay, Aeolian shape, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. And then we're back where we started from, F sharp, G, A Locrian, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C. All right, so that's just a good way to get us started. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and play diatonic. I'll just play the arpeggios to start with. So F sharp, B, E, A. So this is all diatonic, key of C. So F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp, A, C, E, B minor 7th, B, D, F sharp, A, E minor 7th, E, G, B, D, A minor 7th, A, C, E, G. Okay, so it's just going right across, starting with the first finger. So the other thing I forgot to mention in the beginning is I'm going to try to get ambitious here, starting arpeggios on different fingers, and you'll see that as I go through this tutorial. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to, at the F sharp minor 7 flat 5, I'm going to add in the modal pentatonic. Okay, so you just have to follow along here. I might include a PDF or I might not. You'll just have to follow along here. So the modal pentatonic for F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord is going to be backwards: F sharp, E, C, B, A, F sharp, E, F sharp. So up the arpeggio, down the modal pentatonic. All right, so the whole idea is just to kind of connect two different concepts that you can use in your improvisation. So these are just raw ideas for right now. So B, D, F sharp, A. Okay, then modal pentatonic here, B minor pentatonic, B, A, F sharp, E, D, B, A, B. Just very, very familiar. So it's not going to look quite so familiar because of the open strings, but as I work my way up the fingerboard, it'll look more familiar. B minor 7th chord, B, D, F sharp, A, B minor pentatonic backwards. B, A, F sharp, E. Okay, moving on to an E minor 7th, E, G, B, D. Then E minor pentatonic backwards, E, D, B, A, G, E, D, E. E minor 7th, E minor 7th, E minor pentatonic. All right, so E minor 7th. Okay, and then the last one in this position right now, A, C, E, G, A minor 7th, and then backwards, A minor pentatonic, A, G, E, D, C, A, G, A. A minor 7th up, A minor pentatonic backwards. Okay. E minor, A minor. Okay. All right. So next thing. Okay, so how do I want to organize this? Okay, so I guess what I'll do next is since I'm so low in the fretboard, I'll just go on to the next one, the Ionian here. So G, B, D, F sharp. So I'm going to go G major 7th, C major 7th, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B minor 7, starting from this Ionian shape from the PDF. So G, B, D, F sharp, G major 7, C, E, G, B, C major 7, F sharp, A, C, E, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then B, D, F sharp, A, B minor 7. Okay, so G major 7, C major 7, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then B minor 7. Okay, so now I'll do the modal pentatonics for each of those. So G, B, D, F sharp. Okay, so then your modal pentatonic here for the G major 7th chord. G, F sharp, D, C, B, G, F sharp. Okay, now C major 7th, C, E, G, B. So your modal pentatonic here for C major pentatonic, C major 7, C, B, G, F sharp, E, C, B. So that's going to be Lydian because it's the 4th from the Lydian scale. C, B, G, F sharp, E, C, B. Okay, then we're at F sharp minor 7 flat 5, which I've already covered. F sharp, E, C, B, A, F sharp, E, F sharp, F sharp arpeggio, down the minor pentatonic, and then B minor 7, B, D, F sharp, A, and then B, A, F sharp, E, D, B, A, B, B, A, B, up the arpeggio, down the modal pentatonic. Okay, so these modal pentatonics of guitar players who've been playing for a while, you'll probably recognize the minor shapes, but maybe not the major 7th shapes and the dominant shape. Okay, that's going to be G. All right, I think what I'll do, let me go up one more fret, because we're going to really get down in the weeds here. As we start doing these arpeggios from each finger, you're going to have some similarities and some differences depending on how you're fingering everything. So let's go to now A minor, D 7th, G major 7, C major 7. So I'm just going to this next shape, the Dorian shape, and I'm extracting out diatonic 7th chords. So A minor 7th, A, C, E, G, D7 or D9. I like the sound of the D9, so I'll just use that. D, F sharp, A, C, G major 7th, G, B, D, F sharp, and then C major 7, C, E, G, B. Okay, I'll do this one more time. So I'll include the key of G entire fretboard that you can use as a reference here. So A minor 7th, A, C, E, G, D7, D, F sharp, A, C, G major 7, G, B, D, F sharp, and C major 7, C, E, G, B. Okay, now the tricky thing on the guitar is once you get between that 3rd string and 2nd string, you get a lot of different possible fingering. So the basic strategy I'm going to use here is I'm going to keep the string groupings the same. So if I go here 3 in a row, then if I go here C, I'll use 3 in a row there also. Okay, so now let me pull out the pentatonics here. So A, C, E, then A minor pentatonic, A, G, E, D, C, A, G, A. Right, and you'll see me in my videos do that a lot. I think that's a very useful scale. Okay, so D, F sharp, A. So then D7, modal pentatonic, D, C, A, G, F sharp, D, C, D. Again, D, C, A, G, F sharp, D, C, D. Okay, now I'm on the G, G, B, D, F sharp. A modal pentatonic, G, F sharp, D, C, B, G, F sharp. And then C major 7th, C, B, G, F sharp, E, C, B, C, D. Right, and then I've talked about this idea of the avoid note on the major 7 chords. You just have to kind of, depending on how you're ending your phrase. That sounds pretty good. That might sound better on the 6. So, and then descending with the G major 7. Yeah, so I guess you just have to. It's a matter of context. All right, maybe I'll just do a little tangent here on this. So I'll kind of do like the very first 4 chords, cycle 4, like as if you were doing like autumn leaves. So A minor 7, D, G, C. So I'm doing like a waltz. now I'm just going to play those arpeggios. Yes, that's a nice device there. So just going across. So that was kind of my main reason for doing these across the fretboard, because I thought they would, could be used in a jazz context. Okay, so now I'm going to get a little bit more geeky here. So I think what I'll do at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take these A, D, G, C's, and I'm going to start each arpeggio with a different finger. Okay, so here we have A minor 7th, A, C, E, G. Right, A minor 7, D, D7, D, F sharp, A, C, D, F sharp, A, C. Okay, so using the same strategy, G, B, D, F sharp. So I'm doing one string, one note, two notes, and then one. Okay, and then the same thing here, C major 7th chord, C, E, G, B. Now there I have to start with a little different finger. Once again, because of the tuning, things change a little bit. I'll do that one more time. A minor 7th, A, C, E, G. D 7th, D, F sharp, A, C. So starting with the second finger, G major 7, G, B, D, F sharp. And then here, because of the G string, I'm going to go C, E with this first finger, C, E, G, B. Okay, that's starting with the second finger. And then what happens here, I'll just do this briefly, your modal pentatonics end up being the same shape. So if I'm here, A minor 7, then now if you want to get a little bit more in the weeds here, maybe you would do some different fingering ideas. Okay, now D. Yeah, so that to my mind, that's kind of a cool fingering. Five. A minor. Arpeggio, and then down with the modal pentatonic. So this was just something that I've been sitting around practicing for the last several days or week, and I thought I just wanted to come up with a system of doing it. Right, so there, G, B, D, F. That's the same, and that's the same too. Okay, so now I'm going to go down, start with here, A, C, E, G. So now I'm starting with the third or fourth finger. So a lot of it depends on where you are on the neck. A, C, E, G. And then your pentatonic is the same. D, F sharp, A, C. D, F sharp, A, C, starting with the fourth finger. And then your pentatonic is the same here. I'll do a D7 chord there. Okay, then using the same strategy, 3 strings in a row, G, B, D, F sharp, G, and then that pentatonic is the same, and then 3 strings in a row here, C, E, G, B, and then into the pentatonic. Okay, so then I think with the guitar, there's so many different options. That's why it's sometimes hard to present these things, because there's so many different ways of looking at it. So that's why I try to kind of break things down into sort of similar. So like right there, you have 3 in a row, 1 note, 3 in a row, 1 note, 3 in a row, 1 note, 1 note. So then, to my mind, as a guitar player, so if I'm on this G major 7 chord. So I'm just going to do a slide. So rather than doing a stretch up there, it's kind of more interesting. And then the same thing on that C chord. And then down to my Pentatonic. See what ends up happening there. I'm on the third of the chord. Yeah, these patterns. I was watching this. I think I've mentioned him before. He's a trumpet player, and he was talking about patterns. He had 10 patterns for improvised solos. So I wrote them all down, and so I've been kind of thinking about that a little bit with the guitar. So here's an example of a pattern. Major 7, back to the third. Okay, so that's starting on. So I started here, here, here. Now I'm just going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. This is from a Ed McGuire book. I've mentioned him. So if you want to do 4 strings in a like 4 in a row, A, C, E, G. So you have 4 in a row. So that's actually kind of interesting because of the open string. That's doable. And I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here. So now one of the things that's kind of interesting with guitar, start adding some open strings and see what you come up with. A, C, E, G. Add some harmonics. So that's kind of a cool sound. Okay, then here, if I go to D, D, A, C, D, F sharp, A, C, that's 4 in a row. So that's a little bit harder to play as a chord. But you can kind of slide there. Okay, and then the G, G, B, D, F sharp. That's just your typical. So 4 in a row, A, C, E, G, open, D, F sharp, A, C, and then G, B, D, F sharp. All right. Okay, so now let's go, let's see. The idea of this video was just really to share a couple ideas of what I've been thinking about and working on. This idea of these shapes, which is part of this series, and then focusing on the bottom 4 strings, and then pulling out these various arpeggios and combining them with some modal pentatonics. Okay, so I'm going to go now to this pattern here, B, C, D, that Phrygian shape. So I'm going to pull out B minor, E minor, A minor, and D7th arpeggio. So B, D, F sharp, A, E minor 7, E, G, B, D, E minor 7th, A, C, E, G, A minor 7th, and D, F sharp, A, C, D7 or D9, E minor, A minor 7. Well, I guess let's see. Yeah, so I guess technically, if I wanted to keep the system the same, A, C, E, G. So what I really should have done here, D, F sharp, A, C. So that's the tricky thing about the guitar, is that you have different ways of playing the same thing. So okay. So now let me throw in the pentatonic. So B minor 7, then B minor pentatonic, B, A, F sharp, E, D, B minor. So up the arpeggio, E minor, down the modal pentatonic. Okay, now let me just throw in the idea of the blues scale. So this is something I've talked about in all my videos. So if you're thinking minor pentatonic, you can always throw in the blues note. I mean, that works all the time. It also works in major too, which is a sort of another topic. So I'll just kind of riff around on that. So on. Okay, E minor. Now here's what I was talking about earlier. So the B minor to E minor, the fingerings are all exactly the same because it's a minor 7 chord. Minor pentatonic, E minor, E, G, B, D, E, D, B, A, G. So that's the beauty of playing on those lower strings. E minor. Now A minor, A, C, E, G, down the pentatonic, A, G, E, D, C, A, G. or blues scale. And then let's see, so B, E, A. Okay, and then the D, B, E, A, D, D, F. And that's gonna be D, F sharp, A. And then D, C, A, G, F sharp, D, C, D. Into the D. All right, so I think what I'll do next, I think just so this video doesn't get too long, I'm probably not going to get to every single position, but I think once you get some of these shapes, you can see that they're exactly the same. So maybe I'll just do a little tangent here. So the other thing I was thinking about as I was getting ready for this video is along with kind of going, first finger, second finger, just take each arpeggio and try starting it with different fingers. So I'll just take this B minor, for example. So B, D, F sharp, F sharp, A, second finger, B, D, F sharp, A, then here 3 in a row, B, D, F sharp, A, and then the 4 in a row. B, D, F sharp, A. So that would be a very, very difficult chord to play. But if you liked that sound, then you can figure out, well, where could I play it up the neck? So if I went up to here, A, C, E, G, that's very doable. A, C, E, G. Or if I wanted to play, say, E minor, that's probably too. E, G, B, D, E, G, B, D. And I have my opens there. So you see what that is? A, C, E, G. That's the same as this chord. And you notice I'm sitting classical style, which is kind of something I've been getting into lately. Okay, so I took the B minor. Let's take the E minor and do the same thing. I'll start with the first finger, E, G, B, D. And then start with the second finger, E, G, B, D. Start with this fourth finger, E, G, B, D. And then this right in row, E, G, B, D. Now that's a chord that's doable. You have to make sure your hand is stretched out. There's a guy, George Van Eps, that did a lot of chords like this. So rather than play the chord here to start with, I'm going to move this, since I know it's A minor, I'm in the key of G, I'm going to go up to A minor, A, C, E, G. So now I have a nice chord here, A minor 7th, and then the 3 chord, B, D, F sharp, A. So that's kind of a nice sound. And now throwing in that E. And then you have this chord here, this is a little bit hard to play here. You ever see a guy, John Stoll or Stowl, however you say his name? He does a lot of chords like that, big stretch chord. But you notice what he does? He keeps his fretboard up really high there. All right, so let me think where I want to go next with this. So B, C. I think I'll just go up to the next position here. So Lydian. It's off the C chord, and this is the shapes, part of the 7 shapes. Notice what I was just doing there. This is just something I've been kind of thinking about lately. If you ever follow a lot of the old jazz players and people who talk about jazz, they talk a lot about using a lot of downstrokes. So I've been kind of practicing like that. It just gives you a little different kind of feel and attack. It's a very, very consistent. I found it keeps my hand relaxed, and I tend to play a little bit slower. Okay, so now what I'll do here, I'll go C major 7th, F sharp half diminished, B minor, and E. I'll just kind of go across like I have been doing. So C, E, G, B, C major 7th, F sharp, A, C, E, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B, D, F sharp, A, B minor 7, and then E, G, B, D, E minor 7. Okay. Okay, then I have to remember how to do my modal pentatonics. Okay, so C, E, G, B, and then your modal pentatonic here, C, B, G, F sharp, E, C, B, up to the arpeggio. So to my mind, it almost sounds better to just kind of go up the arpeggio, come down the pentatonic, and then kind of land on that third. It kind of sounds nice. Okay, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp A C E, F sharp the pentatonic, F sharp E, B C A, sorry, C B A, F sharp E, up. Okay, now B minor, B D F sharp A, then B minor pentatonic B A, F sharp E D, B A B, up the arpeggio, down the pentatonic. Yeah, and then the other thing, since we're dealing with guitar, minor pentatonic, so once you kind of get these shapes under your fingers, then you don't have to play everything the fingering so strictly. So like, for example, here, I can go here. I don't have to go like that. I can go, okay, and then I can do, that's a lick I like a lot. I'll talk about that. So just 4 notes. So I'm doing a double, so pull off, slide. Okay, and then E minor up the scale, up the arpeggio, E minor pentatonic, E D, B A G E D E. So once again, I'm just giving you just really kind of raw ideas, tools that you can kind of play around with and use them however you want. You want to use them in jazz, blues, folk, whatever, however you want to do it. Okay, so let me think where I want to go with this here. So let's maybe take this C major 7 chord, and I'll do the different starting points as different fingers. So C, E, G, B, C, E, G. Okay. Then if I start with the second finger, C, E, G, B. If I do 3 in a row, C, E, G, B. And then if I want to do 4 in a row, C, E, G, B. That's kind of an interesting sound. Now, once again, that's a big stretch, but if you move your fingers up the fretboard, that might be easy to do, say, maybe on this G chord, G, B, D, F sharp. That's still that's a very tricky chord to grab, G, B, D, F sharp. That's kind of nice. Let's say if I go up to A, C sharp, E, G sharp. Kind of a tricky chord to grab, but worth it. Okay, so I did the C. Okay, let's go on to the D7. So like a blues sound. All right, so D7 chord. Okay, so that's going to take me D, G, C, F sharp half diminished. So D F sharp A C. So for D7 chord, G major 7 chord, G B D F sharp, C major 7th chord, C E G B, and then F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp A C E. Okay, now I'm adding the modal pentatonic, then a D C A G F sharp, D C D, D C A G A. G major 7 arpeggio, modal pentatonic, G F sharp, D C B, G F sharp. Okay, C major 7, C E G B. Yes. So notice whenever you cross that third string into the second string, that's when the fingerings all shift. So the way I'm presenting this isn't necessarily always the best fingering. I'm just trying to keep the presentation consistent. Then C, B, G, F sharp, E, C, B. So C major 7. It's kind of nice there. Okay, then F sharp, A, C, E. Then modal pentatonic F sharp, E, C, B, A, F sharp, E, arpeggio, modal pentatonic. Okay, and then we can do the same thing with the D. Maybe I'll do the different fingerings. So D, F sharp, A, C. Then 3 in a row, D, F sharp, A, C. And then 4 in a row, D, F sharp, A, C. Once again, that's sort of a tricky chord to finger, but if you moved it up the fretboard, maybe you can figure, let's say maybe an A, C sharp, E. So if I made that dominant, A, C sharp, E, G. That's kind of interesting. And then adding in those notes there. So, yeah, I think I'll start wrapping this up here. So I didn't get to the E one, but you can see how it's all basically the same stuff. So you can take all these different arpeggios. What I should point out is this is kind of nice when you discover kind of these kind of little patterns where it's the same, where it's kind of the same or similar next door. So if I went to say D7, I'm sorry, and then G, so D7, G, so that's similar. B minor 7 to E. So that would be so the beauty of say that portion is no matter what fingering you start it with, B minor. Now there it would change because I have to because I'm going over to four strings. All right, well, that was kind of the idea I wanted to share with you, this idea of these, these 7 shapes, and then pulling out some arpeggios, and then throwing in some modal pentatonics. Okay, so I think to end off today, I'll just do some kind of improvisation, and I literally have nothing planned. So we're just going to kind of see what happens here. Key of G, key of E minor. So thanks for listening and watching, and the intention here is that give you some different perspectives on guitar. Just like, I've been playing guitar for decades and decades. I watch YouTube videos pretty regularly, and I am always learning something new, some little different perspective, like the J-umble thing, which seems obvious. It's just kind of a cool, going from root to fifth, and I just thought, oh, that's kind of a cool thing, and it also kind of tied into what I had been planning to do anyhow. Okay, so thanks for listening and watching. I'll do some kind of ending improvisation, and we'll see what happens, and look forward to other key of G videos.